Hey everybody, welcome back to the Visor Down channel. This is RacerX35. I promised you one more race from the last one. The post I did yesterday was the first race of 3 that I did. This is the 3rd race. This time I'm driving a McLaren F1. Much faster car down the straights by at least 5 to 10 miles an hour. A little bit more squirrely in the corners, but I'm calling this clip Redemption. Well, kinda. Let's get started. 11 laps. Here we go. So qualified 15th, not a really good spot, but I'm very confident that this car is gonna, as long as everybody stays kind of clean, not taking anybody out, I can make up some room. And yes, we're still in the wet. Tokyo Expressway. You see, I don't really need that big of a draft at the start. So I was able to get beside somebody and already moved up 1 place, 2 places now. 3 places. 4 places. So you can see other people are having problems. 5 places. So just like that, 5 places within 2 corners. So I'm off to a good start. Now I did record, I thought I recorded an in-car camera shot of this entire race, because this race was more intense than the last one, and I really wish I was able to capture that, and I just had some technical issues and it didn't capture. So next race I have in this car, if I get to use it again, I would definitely make that available. So still in 10th place, halfway through the lap, and I'm the only one driving this car in this race out of 20 cars. Everyone else picked either the Ford GT Le Mans, which I had in my other clip, or that Peugeot Vision GT car. I think there's a bug there, and I believe there's a GTR in this race too, but I'm the only one that is driving the McLaren F1. So if you remember in the last video, this corner was really my Achilles heel. This time I'm being way more conservative. And as you can see, I've already moved up another spot. Now I'm up to 9th. Now I'm up to 8th. And I did not hit him. He made a mistake. That's that turbo kicking in on that Peugeot. It just gets away from you. You can see on the top speed, the Ford GT, when I was in the draft, I hit, I think, a top speed of 182. This one, I think I've done 185 to 186. 6 or 7. Just depends on how close up I am to the car in front of me. So almost at 185. So without somebody pushing from behind me, I immediately have already got a 3 mile an hour advantage than over that Ford GT, but Ford GT handled better in the corners than this car, but I was able to adapt and just took a little bit different lines. Now if you remember, my nemesis from a couple races, I Am Not Jimmy, who's in 7th place right in front of me, is in this race too. So let's see how we take care of him during this race. Like I said, this is a sprint race. There's no pit stops. You don't need tires and you don't need fuel. Just go as fast as you can with a rich engine. Alright, coming down to that dreaded hairpin. Kind of close to 7th place. I poked my nose out just a little bit, but I'm getting on the brakes at a decent meter marker, so I'm not all over the place or going long. So now I got a good draft from 7th place. I'm not sure if he's got a good draft from 6th place in front of him. I love the sound of that McLaren. That's one of the most sought after collectible cars in the world. I know Jay Leno owns one of those. I think is valued like at $3 million, if not more now. I'm probably way off, but the last time I heard. All right. People scraping the wall. So I kind of figured out about penalties when you do hit the wall, because I just hit it there, and luckily I didn't get one. Is if you're really trying not to hit it, and I guess the computer knows and the game knows that you're just really trying to stay away, you're on the brakes, or you're turned all the way the opposite way from hitting the wall, it's not going to give you a penalty for light taps like that. It's when you're just hitting them pretty much on purpose to help you turn a corner is why they're giving you penalties, because they don't want you to hit the corners, they want you to try and drive through, which I understand that. But that last race, I was pumped into the corner and got a penalty for hitting, and I wasn't going to hit it unless somebody hit me from behind, and they did. So, anyway, it's over with. This race has turned out to be a lot more clean. But like any sprint race, the last 5 laps of the race, everything gets crazy and everybody's trying to make moves. Because if they don't, you know, the race is going to be over soon, and they take chances they shouldn't. Comes the hairpin, downshift all the way to first. I'm Not Jimmy's going out. I cut it in a little corner, a little short. I went out a little wide so I don't spin my tires much. But when you cut this corner, sometimes you get a little squirrely. I did there, kept the power down right. Starting to get a little worried about 9th place behind me. I wonder if I should probably try and get past him, but he's got a good draft from 6th place in front of him. So unless I really push the issue, I'm probably waiting for him to make a mistake. I'm sure he's not happy that he sees me in his rearview mirror right now with our history. See that, so there's easy 3 or 4 places that I could easily get if people start knocking each other off or getting penalties. So sometimes it's having patience, and something like this is good for those first couple of laps, but these cars are going so fast that the laps are kind of clicking off, and you don't have a lot of time to just sit there and be patient. Sometimes you got to be aggressive, and that's usually what happens in those last 5 laps of a race. So I didn't have time to deck out my paint scheme the way I wanted it. I just painted it yellow, slapped a black hood on it, a black stripe, and got in the car. I eventually did the paint job the way I wanted with all my decals and stuff. I just didn't have time to do it for this race. Alright, we're starting to see people get bunched up a little bit here. So now I'm Not Jimmy's already in front of, looks like he made past 6th place, and now he's in 6th. And I'm fighting with this Gasman 14, so I'm going wide through the hairpin. He's cutting it short. He's driving a Ford GT, so I know the ins and outs of that car, and I know where it's strong, where it's weak, and on the straights where it was weak. But he's got a really good toe from I'm Not Jimmy in front of him. And he poked out, but he can't get the toe from the guy in front of him. So all I have to do is just sit on their bumper, and then I'm going to slingshot past, at least try to. There we go. So I have enough steam. I can at least get beside him, but he's still in the toe of 6th place, so I'm pretty much dead even. I'm going to have to tuck back underneath, which is what I do. Decide to be patient. I'm not going to force it too much unless you make a mistake. But we are on lap 5. There's somebody with a penalty slowing down. Just trying to recover from whatever mistake he made. Now we're really bunched up. Going 2 abreast into a corner is not good. And I'm really shocked nobody's taking anybody out. The guy who's leading this pack has a penalty, but that's going to be on the back side right leading up to the hairpin. Before we get on the front straight, it's really not going to hurt him that much. He might lose 1 or 2 places. I think if they're going to give you a penalty, they should probably do it on the front straight when you're at full throttle. Things are getting really close. And of course, coming down to the dreaded hairpin. Do I make a move? Do I not? You can see other people are trying to outbrake each other. I got a little late on the brakes. I didn't touch anybody. Decided to go wide. Play it safe. I just lost the place. Now I gained it back. All right. So some people actually will flash their headlights. So if they flash their headlights, you see people doing that. Either they want to get by, obviously, or they're going to say, hey, I'm going to team up, and I'm going to bump you so we can get past, which I just did that to I'm Not Jimmy. So I'm saying his trap. You can see 8th place is creeping up. Now we got 5 cars all going into turn 1. And I'm thinking to myself, all right, something's got to give. And we all make it through this corner. I was shocked. Thought for sure somebody was going to hit the wall really hard. I'm right on the rear bumper of that 4GT. Got a little bit of a run, so I'm going to start to go on the outside, see if I can't take him on the outside. Because the next corner is a right-hander, and I'll have the inside line. Just right now. You downshift twice here. So I can't make it stick. I slid all the way through that. He eventually got a little bit more room on me, so I had stuck back in behind him. So I didn't make it work, but at least I know that I can try it. And I'm putting pressure on him as much as I can. I can't tell you on that first race that I posted driving the 4GT how frustrating it was that everybody was just knocking everybody. It just depends on the group you're racing with, how much they practiced before they got on the track, where their braking zones were, how fast they could corner, when they could get back on the gas, like at this corner, because you can easily spin the tires and do a 360. So before I told you, at least if I've got at least a second and a half distance between the guy in front of me and me, I'm going to be in their draft, because if I'm hitting 170 by the time I get to the bottom of this tunnel, which I'm at, I've already got their draft, and I'm just going to slowly creep up. Anything outside that second and a half, 1.6, 1.7 seconds, you're barely in the draft, if not at all, and you lose it. .184, 185. So now we're at lap 7. I'm running out of time. Not many laps left to make a move, but everybody's bunched up. So somebody could easily capitalize on someone else's mistake. And with this race, and this is my 3rd one, it's usually how this goes. I just got to stay in the action and make sure I don't get collected with it. And if I see an opportunity to make up a spot without someone screwing up, I'll do it. Alright, now I'm starting to get close to that 4GT. We're going to lead up to the hairpin again. The idea here is just to put as much pressure as I can. Sometimes you can change your line a little bit, make him think that you're actually going to make a move or flash your lights. I'm not close enough to make a move, so I'm just gonna let him try to get on the accelerator. Yeah, you can see it a little squirrely. Squirrely all the way through there, so I lost some time there. Lost a little momentum. But I'm not back far enough that I'm not in his draft anymore, so I'll slowly make it back up. But we're starting lap 8. Laps are going pretty quick. But where I was the first race that I posted, I wasn't even in the top 10, so I'm happy that at least I'm in the top 10. And maybe by the time we finish, I make another place or two up. If I get really lucky, people start screwing up. As you can see, that the guy behind me tried to make a move, overcooked it a little bit. I was able to just come back around the inside and get the place back. And that's the consequences if you feel like you're going to make a move in turn 1 at full throttle. You're running out of braking space and he couldn't stop in time to keep the corner. A little wide there. Saw some sparks come off. Left side, tagged the wall just a tiny little bit. I'm farther back than I want to be at the moment, so I've got to start late braking just a tiny little bit more. Start pushing it. My fuel level is below half a tank. Car feels a lot lighter. Looks like 9th place got a penalty already. Still a little far back that I want to be, but I'm still in the draft. But now remember I said that inside that 5 laps from the finish where everyone starts to get desperate, this one went to the last 3. So you'll start seeing, so I can see 3rd place in this group. So like I said, I mean, I can easily, if I'm out of the action and they start having accidents, pushing each other off or getting penalties, I can easily get back up to 3rd place if I just keep my nose clean. But that's the hope of every race like this, to stay out of everyone else's mess. They're rubbing the walls. They got a little sideways there. Yeah, they're 2nd place. So like I said, I'm with the front group. I'm just at the rear end of it. All right, people are starting to get desperate. I'm not Jamie, just made a move. I decided to go with him. Don't have the inside line here. I'm gonna have to lift or I'll hit that wall. Alright, time to late brake a little bit more. Keep it under control. A little fast. Oh, it's the 8th place is trying to come back. He's got that turbo. That turbo kicks in. Starts to fishtail a little bit. Now you can remember, you can turn on traction control, and I do have it on setting 1. I never go higher than that. If you've seen any of my other videos, setting 1 on traction control is just enough to where when you shift gears and you're not spinning tires ridiculously bad. It does not help me from not spinning on my own right foot, going too much and grabbing too much throttle. It just doesn't do it. Not in this condition. Maybe in the dry just a tiny bit more, but in the wet, you can forget it. It doesn't do enough. If I went any higher in traction control, it's actually hurting you. It kills the engine more than you like, and you lose time more. Right on his bumper now. Yeah, I'm really trying to press the issue. And I won't buy him because the 5th place and higher are getting away. He's not fast enough, and you can tell. I don't know how his tires are, but you can tell that he's really overdriving his car now to keep me away. Here I'm making a little bit of a move, see if I can't go on the inside. He makes it stick. 8th place is right on me too, so I gotta worry about him. I'm gonna try the inside again. Almost got tagged by 8th place. Okay, we're at the end. We're getting close to the end of the 10th lap. Jordan hairpin again. Oh, just a tiny bit wide. It's double apex. You see, he tried to make the move on the inside, but getting on the throttle. There, see, he spun, he fishtailed a little bit, trying to cut him off that one left hand kink, and that turbo kicked in, and that was all she wrote. So I was happy about that. Now I can concentrate on 6th. I'm hoping 1st through 5th have some sort of issue on this last lap. So here's lap 11, final lap. And you can see on the track map, they're not far at all away from me. Here we go. I decide I'm gonna try and make a move. Go ahead and take, he's gonna duck back in. I'm trying to get him out of my draft, so I'm weaving a little bit. I'm gonna stay on the inside because I know he's gonna try and dive bomb here. So I don't want him doing that. Then I stay in the middle of the road so I don't give him, so he doesn't know what choice to take. I'm able to keep him off of me. So there's 6th place right there. All right, so do I have enough time to catch 5th? Well, that's really up to them because right now, as you can see, I'm a little far back. So unless they just are having a tussle and they're slowing each other down, that's all I got to wish for now is them slowing each other down so I can at least catch up, maybe get one more spot before we finish this race. GT is trying so hard, but he's in my draft, so he's able to catch back up just a little bit. Now, right now, it's like, all right, he's gonna try and probably maybe dive bomb down the hairpin because that's where we're going to. So this is the last time we're gonna go in the hairpin. I see him. Maybe I should cover the inside again. So we'll see what I do here. I get a little bit on the inside. I think he's too far back. He's probably not gonna try it unless he's stupid. He decides to stay. And he's trying, but I'm not having it. So I get a little squirrely. So right now it's just like, all right, he's in my draft, but I know that 4GT does not sneak up. By the time we get to the start-finish line, yep, see, he's not able to make up the time. I've got better acceleration and a higher top speed at this point in the track. So that was it. 11 laps, finished in the top 10, so finished 6th. I was happy about it. It was the last race of the night. Kind of wish I'd raced this car the first time. Probably have a better result, but like I said, it's all about the crowd. Thanks a lot for watching. If you enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up. And if you want to see more, I'm going to post just about every race I have in this championship. Subscribe. All right, everyone stay safe. Thanks a lot. Take care. Until next time.